Clap your hands. We sing Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Last time we sing Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, Yalla, la, Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, Yalla, la, 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 Yalla, la, la, Yalla, la, la, la. Last time Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. We can hear you. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
So good to be here. TGIF. Thank God it is Friday, and we are here for our Temple Emanu-El Kabbalah Friday night Shabbat service. Friends, in a moment we will pin the service onto the Facebook feed. And of course, we welcome your participation from wherever you are, however you can, with snaps and claps and taps. And if you want to give shouts out to people or you want to comment on the service, feel free to do so. Some introductions. Of course, this is Cantor Lauren Adesnik, the wonderful cantor. And we have Mark Feinberg, who is behind the cameras tonight, as usual, as he's been doing for a year on Friday nights, as well as Saturday mornings and Havdalah services. And we have Stephen Blick, our executive director, working the computers and the production from behind. There's some moving parts here, but the most important thing is that we're here, that we're with you, that you're with us, that we are together. A shout out, of course, for tomorrow's bar mitzvah, Avery Slipikoff. Avery, mazel tov to you and your family. We are so proud of you and can't wait to welcome you into your adult Judaism tomorrow as a community. So friends, take a moment or two and give a shout out. Let us know who you are, say hi to people, say Shabbat Shalom, whatever you'd like to do as we come together for this wonderful Shabbat Eve.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Yalla la 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 la. Yalla la la la. Yalla la la la. Yalla la la la. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
As usual, we're going to take 3 deep breaths together as a community. And each time we do, we're going to become more focused and more centered on being here this Shabbat Eve together. So first deep breath in. We let it out. Next deep breath in connects us with Jews all across the city. Let it out. And our third deep breath connects us with Jews all across the world, bringing in Shabbat as we are now. Deep breath in. And we let it out. So one of the wonderful, truly wonderful things about Temple Emanu-El is that there truly is a culture here of what we would call volunteerism, meaning people giving of their time and expertise and connections in order to take the world from where it is to where it needs to be. The Jewish term for that is tikkun olam. And there is a thought that goes all the way back into our Jewish history, our text, that we have a mission in partnership with God to heal a broken world, to fix a world that needs fixing. How do we do that? Well, sometimes there are big things that come into play, but oftentimes it's the individual choices, actions, deeds of individuals, how they will use their time to, one step at a time, slowly move the needle. This comes in all different shapes and forms. Tonight, we're going to be honoring a small number of Temple Emanu-El congregants who are going to receive the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Shirley Schiffer was a congregant and a wonderful woman. She was married to Ed, and she was very much a part of this place. Shirley had a chacham lev, a wise heart, and she expressed that through her giving to those who needed a little help. The preschool here was Shirley Schiffer's creation. Shirley was very involved in many people's lives, sometimes in an obvious way, but oftentimes behind the scene. And so that's actually who we bring in each year to receive the Shirley Schiffer Award, those congregants who are doing great good and often behind the scenes, doing the right thing for the right reasons to everyone's benefit, but not getting their names up in light. So this is our way of lionizing them, honoring them, and in turn, becoming inspired. Now, we could have chosen 3 times the number of folks to honor tonight that we have, but that would be a very long service. So you're welcome. We've narrowed it down to a short list, but know that there are many others who we could have had up here tonight, and we will keep them in our minds as we go forward. So one of the things that Shirley really loved is a particular song, and that song is "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." And Cantor had sang "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" to Shirley on many different occasions, including towards the end of her life. Surely this was a way of her seeing what life could be and the world could be with the most rose-colored glasses that one could have. An aspirational song, one that brings us into a particular space, not just the space of the sanctuary and Shabbat, but the space of memory and goodness.
the raindrops tumble all around. Heaven opens a magic lane. When all the clouds darken up the skyway, there's a rainbow highway to be found, leading from your window pane to a place behind the sun, just a step beyond the somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Then why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
I think we're ready to light our Shabbat candles, which you'll find on your DAF page 2. So I'd ask everyone to rise. We'll ask our cantor to bring in Shabbat by kindling the Sabbath lights.
So we bring in all of this incredible energy and love and warmth on this Shabbat evening as we make our bracha together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. If you're standing, you can be seated. Friends, in a moment, we'll sing our Shalom Aleichem prayer, which is 142 in your Mishkan, 3 in your Daf. Shalom Aleichem, of course, is the prayer which talks about the angels that come on Shabbat, signifying that on this night we have something more. There is more to us as individuals, as families, and as a people. We ask those angels to come on in, to stay for a while, to be around us, and then when they're ready, to depart in peace. Page 3.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Vo'achem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mimelech Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
So you've all heard of the fourth wall, which is sometimes broken, where the person in front of the camera speaks to the audience. We're about to break the fifth wall, and that's where we actually ask the person who's behind the camera to come in front of the camera. And that person, of course, is Mark Feinberg. Mark, our next prayer is Lecha Dodi, and you, Mark, embody the Lecha Dodi prayer. Lecha Dodi is the prayer that comes from the northern Israel city of Sfat, which talks of our people who are welcoming in Shabbat eagerly, like a groom welcomes his bride on the wedding day. Mark, from the beginning of Corona, you have helped us bring in Shabbat to our homes and wherever we are by adding your expertise and your time and your commitment. Friends, the only reason that we have been able to do these online services as well as we have, and I mean this with all sincerity, is because Mark has been here. He has brought his equipment. For a while, he was bringing it back and forth every week. At this point, he just leaves it here. He's brought his equipment, his expertise as running a production company. He has taught us so much. And who has benefited this? Our entire community, meaning that we can do this right now because of Mark. Mark, you have always been there for the Atlanta Jewish people, and any promotional video for a Jewish institution likely has your name attached to it. You've always been there for the Jewish people. You've especially been there and continue to be here for Temple Emanu-El and our congregation so that we can experience Shabbat, participate in Shabbat, evenings and mornings from the safety and the comfort of our own home. So Mark, because of this and all that you do, I am proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Would you hold that up for everybody so they can see it? It's glass. Trust us, it's nice. Thank you, Mark, so much. We really appreciate it. Friends, Lecha Dodi, that mountain Jewish prayer, 138, page 4 on your daf.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi, Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikavela. Shamor v'zachor v'diborecha, Emanu-El hamiuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Here we go. Lecha Dodi, לחדורי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לחדורי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Please rise and face your door.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני ים סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לחדורי, לחדורי, לחדורי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה, לחדורי לקראת קלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Susie Davidow. Susie, in a moment we're going to do together our Baruch prayer, and Susie, you embody the Baruch prayer. The Baruch prayer is about standing up and being ready, doing it as a group, as a kihila, as a congregation, everybody standing together, whether we are tall or small or left or right. Susie, you with Mickey Rosner as your co-chair, lead us with our Kolenu initiative. You have led Temple Emanu-El to become more aware and more open and more inclusive to our congregants who are not typical. And like the Baruch, you help us stand up, ready to act, to give, and to receive the very best of everyone's potential. And so, Susie, as we get ready for our Baruch, we are proud to present to you, the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Will you, okay, now you're handed the award. Okay, give us a wave. Thanks, Susie. Okay, friends, Baruch, please rise if you're not already standing. Page 4 of your daf.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 ya la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
As that beautiful month of Adar moon rises up in the sky, we get ready for Roll in the Dark, page 5 on your daf.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Yom v'layla, v'leilor mipnei choshech, v'leilor mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. becomes day, day turns to night, all into dark, all into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
Get ready for our Shema, page 5.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Okay, Reese Bashik. Reese, our next prayer is the V'ahavta prayer. And Reese, you embody the V'ahavta prayer. V'ahavta reminds us that we have reminders of how to be focused on God and Judaism and doing the right thing through both learning and teaching. Reese, as a madrich in our Diamond Family Religious School, as a counselor for children, you have absolutely bloomed in the past year as a living V'ahavta prayer. Working with our master teachers, Reese, you work with kids as young as 8 years old, teaching them about what it means to be an example, teaching them about Jewish heroes, and teaching them about what it means to be an exemplar. You take on responsibility, you plan with your teachers, and you ask for more. Reese, you remind us of how to orient ourselves towards Judaism, God, and doing the right thing. And you, Reese, are a reminder that we are on the right track. Reese, we are proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Friends, V'ahavta is found on page 6.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uk'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uk'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha Liman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiyot lachem Elohim
Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Next up is Alexa Friedman. Alexa, our next prayer is the Michamocha prayer, and you are the embodiment of the Michamocha prayer. Alexa, you've probably heard before the midrash about Nachshon ben Amidav. Nachshon ben Amidav is one of the Israelites to leave Egypt with the 10 plagues. And of course, as the story goes, after 400 years of slavery, Moses and God lead us out with the 10 plagues. And 3 days later, we're at the side of the ocean, the shore of the Red Sea. At that point, Pharaoh changes his mind and sends the most powerful army in the world after us. Our people, with nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, say to Moses, "Moses, weren't there graves enough for us in Egypt? You had to take us in the desert to die?" And Moses turns to them and gives a very rabbinic answer. He says, "You've got to have faith. You've got to pray." But then he turns to God, and I'm paraphrasing here a little bit. He says, "Ah, what do I do?" To which God says, "Don't just stand there. Tell the people to move forward." Now, enter Midrash, Nachshon. Nachshon is a regular person. He's not quite a regular person. He's a prince of a tribe, but he's a regular person. And realizing that someone needed to do something, someone needed to lead our youth and even the adults forward, Nachshon takes a step into the water. And everybody sees him take a step. That's very important. He takes the step forward, and everybody sees it because they're all lined up against the shore. And then he takes another step, and a couple people file in behind him. And another step, and more people, another step, more people, until, as the story goes, the water was up to here on Nachshon, and all of the Jewish people were in the water, and then and only then does God split the sea. In other words, we force the miracle. When everybody is doing what they can do and should do to change the reality around them. So Alexa, you are a co-chair of our nifty youth group with Harris and Frank. You have been leading your peers and folks a little bit older and a little bit younger forward into our future by example. You have poise and charisma, and most importantly, you prioritize your Jewish community. Alexa, you lead, and people see you lead and follow you into the future. And for your commitment to Temple Emanu-El and our youth group and the future of the Jewish people, we are proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. So your mom, Lisa, is going to hand it to you. Steve, your dad's right next to you. Yeah, we are proud of you. Friends, Micha Mocha can be found on page 78.
Yalla nai 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 yalla nai 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 yalla nai 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 yalla nai 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 yalla nai 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 yalla nai 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 nai.
Page 7.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedor b'kodesh, norah tehilot, osefele, osefele. Yada nai 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 nai, yada nai nai nai, yada nai 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 nai, yada nai 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 nai, yada nai nai nai. Yada nai 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 nai.
Nancy Shapiro. Nancy, our next prayer is the Hashkivenu prayer. And Nancy, you are the embodiment of what happens to us when we pray the Hashkivenu prayer. This prayer invokes some of the big questions, including how does God hear prayer? How does God manifest God's self in this world? Hashkivenu addresses that there are real troubles in the world and that many people have real troubles in their lives. Through prayer, including this prayer, we pray for help. The Zabin shelter is a couple shelter in Atlanta, and I think it's the only couple shelter in Atlanta, meaning the shelter where both a husband and wife can come for sanctuary. This is a shelter where people who have fallen on hard times get a clean, safe place to sleep, to put down some roots for a couple months until they get back on their feet. It's not hard to imagine that they, at their most vulnerable, prayed to God for help. God, I'm on the street. Please help me. Give me a break. Help me get on my feet. Keep my wife and I together. Please keep my husband and I together. Allow us to weather these dark, dark days and terrible storms. Nancy Zabin Shelter and the volunteers who help make it work may be God's way of answering their prayers. Nancy, you and Rick have been active at Zabin Shelter for all 32 years that Temple Emanu-El has been involved. And for the last 12 years, you've been the point person, meaning that you've brought literally hundreds, maybe into 1,000 volunteers through Temple Emanu-El to Zabin Shelter, bringing food and dignity, communion, humanity. You have helped hundreds of people help hundreds of people. You've helped hundreds of people answer a prayer through God, by doing what they do. And Nancy, your leadership and your volunteerism has been vital to make that happen. For all that you have done, Nancy, and all that you continue to do, we are proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. And Rick's just handed it to you. Nancy, keep up the good work. We're very proud of you. Friends, Hashkivenu, page 7.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Dehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Dehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Dehamidenu Shomreinu Lechaim Ushmotetenu Uloenu L'chaim u'l'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom dehamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom dehamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Dehamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Next up, look at Lynn Newport. Lynn, our next prayer is our Vishamru prayer. And Lynn, you are the embodiment of our Vishamru prayer. Vishamru celebrates Shabbat, what Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel calls a sanctuary in time, vital to the Jewish people and the essence of the Jewish soul. Lynn, you led us 20 years ago in the expansion of our building, and in the past few years, you've taken your extensive experience building for UPS to become our in-house foreman, dealing with bids and vendors, details, and big pictures. The lobby refresh led to the social hall refresh, led to the work on our roof, and I understand you were up there earlier today, and to the almost ready Schiffer Family Terrace Chapel, our outdoor chapel, which will be conducting services from next Shabbat. Lynn, you continue to go above and beyond to make sure that this kahila has a sacred space for the time that we have together to pray, to study, to gather, and to connect to one another through our history and the divine. Lynn, thank you for what you do, what you've done, what you continue to do. We are proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award, and your wife Linda is passing it to you. Thanks, Lynn. We really appreciate it. Friends, Vishamru on page 8.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam b'ritulam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam. We sing that one more time. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berit olam.
Julie Mokotov. Julie, our next prayer is the Amidah prayer. And Julie, you are the embodiment of our Amidah. Infused into the words of our Amidah is the charge that God gave to our ancestors on Mount Sinai. Take care of the widow, the orphan, and the stranger in your midst, for I am the Lord your God who took you out of Egyptian slavery. Those three groups, the widow, the orphan, and the stranger in our midst, were the vulnerable then. And through time, we Jews ask the question, who are the most vulnerable amongst us today? And how can we care for them? Julie is the co-chair with Wendy Frank of our Temple Emanu-El Social Justice Committee, the rhythm of this place. You lead our entire congregation and our work to fulfill God's charge to us that echoes throughout time. Today, our most vulnerable might be the hungry people who live down the street, the children whom society has abandoned, and the strangers living in our midst today, those who are experiencing mental health trauma. You've helped, Julie, hundreds of Temple Emanu-El congregants give back in ways that are authentic to our Judaism, tikkun olam, for the sake of all the world. Julie, for the work that you have done and continue to do, we're proud to present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Aiden, you're going to hand Mom the award? Do you have an award? All right, there you go. Thank you, Julie. We're proud of you. Thank you so much. Friends, we rise for our Amidah, which you can find pages 8 through 10.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei b'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava. Melech Hozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Michayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Michalkel chaim bechesed, Michayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim berofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umikayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'al givurot, Umido melach, Melech mimit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el michayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim chol yom yehalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el hakadosh.
We take a moment for silent conversation, prayer, meditation, communion. And when you're finished, please have a seat.
Shalom Rav talks about this incredible abundant peace that we pray for God to send through us, through all of the world. But I think, as we've all heard tonight, that's happening through our incredible congregation of volunteers, those who have been honored tonight, those who continue to do the work alongside of them are truly helping to spread that Shalom Rav, that abundant peace into the world. Please join with me. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam.
Friends, on behalf of President Robert Wittenstein and our Board of Trustees, we want to say Shabbat Shalom and bring you an announcement or two. This Tuesday at 7 p.m., we have our Sisterhood Seder led by Cantor Lauren Odesna. Cantor, are we already at Seders?
Well, we're doing it a
getting
little.
close.
We're there. We're getting close.
This is like a warm-up Seder.
It's a warm-up Seder, so we can, think ahead to when Pesach actually comes, and so there's a chance that I'm actually there before the baby comes.
Yes. This is, if we want Seder with you, we got to bring it early. And I saw that there's something like 80 people already registered.
Yeah, it's
earlier this week.
incredible. It's
Great.
really, really, and there's still time to register.
Still time to register. Okay.
So please join us.
Good. And then, of course, following the service, for those who want to join us for our Zoom Oneg, we'd love to welcome you there. And I haven't asked the recipients of the Shirley Schiffer Award if they would join us, but maybe they will for a couple minutes, and the link will be posted immediately following services. So friends, we're getting ready for our Shehechianu moment, and this is where you would put into your Facebook feed, what is it that you're grateful for in your life? Is there a simcha that's happening, just happened, about to happen? Of course, this is also for our bar and bat mitzvah students who are looking for credit for the services. This is how we take attendance, so let us know who you are and what you're grateful for. Cantor, what are you grateful for?
Oh gosh, well, I'm especially grateful for every single member of this congregation who I can't believe I've been here for just about 8 years now. And just in that short amount of time, and I know, that the history of this synagogue goes far beyond that, just to see the arc of forward movement that has happened, and just folks, more and more new folks joining together with established folks, creating community and bringing us into where we are today. It's really incredible to have them all helping to work.
Amen. Amen. And for me,
How
it's a
about
little
you?
bit smaller, at least for the moment. It's my daughter Lulu's birthday on Sunday, and
Happy birthday.
it's a 9-year-old's birthday is always a big deal. But last year, her 8th birthday was the first thing that got canceled because of COVID. Not her birthday, but her party. We had it all planned, and the night before we called people and said, I'm sorry, we're just not comfortable. So it is nice that she'll have a couple friends over and play outside, have a lightsaber fight, and maybe a campfire and s'mores. And it's just going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. So I'm grateful for that. Stephen, any things we could share?
Yeah, Denise Freund became a U.S. citizen today.
Yes, I knew that. So Denise Freund became a U.S. citizen today. Denise, our imports are very, very good. Welcome to the United States. We are very glad that you are a U.S. citizen. So mazel tov to you and to us all, Denise. Others?
Jackson Fanaroff is thankful for his dad.
Jackson Fanaroff, thank you for your dad. That's great. That's great, Jackson. I'm sure he appreciates that. I'm sure you and Dad have special time together. And?
Linda Satloff, 2 of our grandchildren are spending the night with us tomorrow night, first time in over a year. Overjoyed, vaccinations are making life seem somewhat normal.
Okay, that's great. So Linda Satloff has a couple of her grandkids spending the night with her tomorrow night, and this is the first time that they'll be spending the night in a year because finally Linda has her vaccines, and so she gets to see and hug her grandkids. So that's wonderful, guys. I mean, that's really, really wonderful. Well, I wanted to add one more piece, and for here, I'm going to highlight George Fox. George, our next prayer, of course, is the Shehechianu prayer. And George, you are the embodiment of the Shehechianu prayer. The Shehechianu prayer is the prayer that we say when we know we're in the midst of something really special, something elevated and kadosh. It's the prayer of gratitude for where we are and who helped get us there. George, you have volunteered as Temple Emanu-El's in-house lawyer since we opened our doors more than 40 years ago. You've kept us safe and protected us from harm, and you've done it with your magnanimous spirit and your infectious smile. George, last month you retired from the law, and so with a sense of gratitude worthy of a Shehechianu prayer, we proudly present you with the Shirley Schiffer Volunteerism Award. Wife Michelle is there. She hands George the award. You two are so cute. Oh, beautiful. Okay, friends, Shehechianu is what we say when we know we're in the midst of something special. And here at Temple Emanu-El, we know that we are in the midst of something special. Please join us on page 11.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kimanu v'higiyanu l'zman hazeh. Amen.
Friends, in a moment we'll pray our Misha Barach prayer on page 11. The Misha Barach is the prayer that we Jews say when we are in need of a healing. Either we or someone we know or someone we love. What type of healing? A healing of mind, of body, of soul, of relationship. The congregation asks for a refuah shlema, a full recovery. Brett Samsky, Andy Rush, Sahara Aviva Miller, Gary Cantor, Harvey Apple, Alvin Levy, Yetta Bat Yosef of Miriam, Zalek Ben Razel, Matthew Wilcox, Judith Cerna, Beverly Harrell, Lisa Solinik, Jerry Cox, and Chet Parver. If you have somebody that you'd like to say a Misha Barach for, and it could be you, please type their names into the Facebook feed or say their names either out loud or in your heart. Friends, the minhag here at Temple Emanu-El as we rise for our Misha Barach prayer. If you have somebody in the room with you, put your arms around them as we hold each other. And if you have no one in the room with you, feel our arms around you. You are held, you are loved. Misha Barach, page 11 on your daf.
Misha Barach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Barach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Refuah shlema. Friends, please remain standing. Kiddush is on page 15. If you have your Kiddush cup, go on and get it out as we raise a glass with the fruit of the vine, and in doing so, sanctify this community, sanctify this day, and sanctify the spirit of giving back within these walls and in our lives.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu bacharta, ve'otanu kidasha, b'kol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim the bracha, to life with blessings. Please remain standing, page 13 for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, lateit gedula liyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, mochei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'nemar, v'haya Adonai, l'melech al kol haaretz, v'yom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, echad.
Please be seated. Friends, in a moment, we'll say the Mourner's Kaddish, which you'll find on page 14. The Mourner's Kaddish is a prayer where we recall the memory of those who we have loved, who have passed at particular times following their death. The Shiva, the 7 days, the Shoshim, 30 days in the first year, and the commemorative date, the yard site. Here at Temple Emanu-El, we read the names of those in our community who have passed. We remember at this time of year, and then we follow with first a slow Oseh Shalom, and in it expressing our mourning. And then we pick it up for a more upbeat version of Oseh Shalom, and in doing so, we celebrate their lives and who they were to us and their memories. In the Shiva period, the first 7 days of mourning, we have Peter de Argenzio, Beverly Miller, Richard Steinberg, Jacqueline Klein Salenfriend, Deborah Braun Schwartz. In the Shloshim period of mourning, the first 30 days, we have the families of Vivian Zeligman, Murray Howard, and Theodore Blyman. Yard sites for this Shabbat for Mark Abelman, Sam Alperin, Benjamin Applebaum, Wallace Barron, Julius Berger, Solomon Klein, Evelyn Cohen, Neil Cole, Donald Diamond, Edie Druckman, Gertrude Dworkin, Roth Esther, Beatrice Falsenfeld, Harold Fink, Harriet Firestone, Esther Fisher, Herman Flowers, Eric Grazier, Ruth Greenstein, Reva Hart, Mildred Hirsch, Albert Hirschberg, Esther Jacobson, Sidney Johnson, Lee Kagan, Jacob Kirshner, Molly Kirshner, Max Kabrinsky, Jacob Levine, Eric Medaby, Annette Miller, Herbert Nadell, Aaron Nathans, Marvin Perlman, David Schneider, Herbert Shane, Shirley Schidler, Jane Silvers, Marty Silverstein, Albert Simon, Edward Spitz, Samuel Stepakoff, Fred Stolmack, Charles Talansky, Harry Tuckman, John Walsey, Bernard Weiss, Craig Wertheim. If you are in the first 30 days of mourning a loved one's passing, we would ask you to rise now. If you're in the first year of mourning a loved one's passing, we'd ask you to rise now. If you are commemorating the yahrzeit, the death anniversary of a loved one's passing this Shabbat, please rise now. And if it is your custom, as it is here at Temple Emanu-El, to rise either in solidarity or for those who have no one to say Kaddish for them, please do so now. Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 15. Yit gadal v'yikadash shmei rabbah, ve'amad yivrach yiroteh, ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chayechon, yomechon, v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, v'galav yizman kari v'imru, Amen. Yeheshme Rabba mevarach le'olam olomei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh. V'itadar v'italev v'italav shmei dukudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush becharta v'nechamata. Damiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. O say shalom b'imru mav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen.
O say shalom b'imru mav. Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Israel, v'yimeru, Amen. O say shalom b'imru mav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Israel, v'yimeru, Amen. O say shalom b'imru mav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, Amen.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.